too high. Come and talk to me. I really what I need. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know. I put it all on her, I get it right back. She put it all on me, I couldn't fight that.
What's up, family? It's your big sis T Renee, and I am back today with another story. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Hey, I'm hoping that one day you find something on this platform that resonates with you and make you want to come back and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning back in, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know you all are here for a story, and that's exactly what I want to give you. But before we get to that, y'all know what to do. Go ahead, drop down below in the comment section and leave a hey girl, hey, what's up, big sis? All comments are always welcome and greatly appreciated. Just make sure you keep them respectful. So today I basically want to talk more about the guy that I met at the club, y'all. The first guy that I dated from hanging out in the nightclubs, and I called him Mario. And I also mentioned that Mario was a part of this, what I call a vortex. Y'all know I referenced that from the show All American or something like that. Y'all know how like the clique of friends dated each other off of, you know, they all at some point in time dated one another. That's how Mario and his clique of friends were. He had this one best female friend. I called her Shakoya, and they swore up and down that they never had anything with one another. But of course I ended up finding out when I hung out for somebody's birthday with them at this like set that they had. And also I gave y'all the name Sierra. This was this girl that I worked with at a job that I had at that present time, and she used to tell me a lot of times about the guy, this particular guy. I'm not going to get into all the details of things she used to say, but again, turns out that she also had some dealings with the guy Mario at some point in time. Sierra never told me this. It all came out this particular night because, you know, people get a little bit of liquid courage going on and they want to tell it all. And that's basically what the birthday guy was doing, which I never really gave those other people at the party a name. I don't really think they was really relevant to, you know, the stories that I want to tell here. So they was just the extras. So I kind of basically want to talk about how me and Sierra officially fell out. I'm not going to do too much about her. I just want to get straight to it. I said we was really cool. We was tight as hell. Hung out a whole lot. At this point in time, I found out that her and Mario, they first started out just sleeping around. They was like friends with benefits. Nothing really serious. She went off and dated somebody else. He went off and dated somebody else. And eventually they got together and they officially had called each other boyfriend and girlfriend for like a year or so. He ended up cheating on her with his best friend, Shakoya. And Shakoya was basically the girl that he always had feelings for, that he always really wanted. The thing that kept her from being in a serious relationship with Shakoya, that I ended up finding out that, you know, she slept around with like his cousins, his homeboys, and you know, when there's stuff like that going on, they don't want nobody judging them. Like, oh, you in love with a hoe, you know how they go. That's what that was. And I found this all out from Sierra because, like I said, her and Mario had dealings. At first they was just friends. He told her all this. Me, I'm just out the loop, didn't know much of anything, so somebody broke down and told me. And at some point he kind of like told me some stuff too. He had to own up to it anyway. Because basically during that time I was breaking up with him. I was like, I can't do all this. It's too much for me. And he did everything in his power to try to keep me. Oh yeah, I found all that crazy stuff out about that. You would think that she done moved on from all that because her and this guy that she's with at the present time, they was engaged. They had been together for like 3 or 4 years, and you know, talking about some serious things, you know, moving in together. They got a lot of different things going on. Mario's just a friend, and the reason why Sierra was around was because they had a lot of mutual friends to begin with. So of course she was still in the midst of hanging out with everybody. I didn't really know and I didn't really know that she was still a part of the circle, because when we would hang out, she would not really be around. But eventually, I guess I had to find out, you know, like I felt like that day of that birthday dinner or whatever, that set after that birthday dinner we had, well, because actually she was at the birthday dinner. I felt like that friend that was telling all her business wanted that to be known, like wanted that to be out to try to put Mario on blast, which turns out that ain't even his homeboy for real either. Sometimes you got people secretly hating you, don't like you, hate to see you shining and winning, especially when it comes to men and their egos. When they feel like you pulling all the chicks and trying to figure out why, and we ain't gonna get deep about that. But basically, yeah, I feel like he wanted me to know this. Because suddenly she's invited to different things. And she wasn't being invited to this stuff at first because some stuff she did at a party they had, another party they had that happened way before I was even a thought. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, she did some crazy stuff. Like, I don't really know all the details, but they basically all, like, stopped hanging with her for a while. But I guess she was still cool with somebody else, and I don't know. So somehow, some way, she finagled her way back into this circle. And I honestly feel like she did whatever she had to do to apologize to these people to try to come back around, because I started eventually telling her about a guy. And like I said, she figured out who the guy was because how I was describing things about him, where he stayed, his family, certain friends. I started talking about certain people. She knew who these people were, but she did not tell me that she knew every single one of them. This girl basically, they all kind of like grew up together. They all went to high school together. They all wasn't from Memphis. I'm the only one was from Memphis, and Sierra boyfriend, we were the only two that was from Memphis. Sierra fiance at this time, we were the only two from Memphis. And like I said, we just, yeah, don't really matter. That's not really important. The point was, she been around these people for a long time. She knew exactly who I was talking about. She ain't tell me nothing. I just feel like, man, like, if we really good friends and we supposed to be tight, you should tell me. I mean, I know sometimes people are like, well, I don't want to know if you knew them, like they was different people when they was with you. That may be true, but for something of this extent that y'all all went through, like, I feel like you should have told me. And reason being, because she very much still had feelings for this man. And I don't get that either. Like, why try to move on and ruin somebody else's life when you really still got your feelings wrapped up in somebody else? You know, because you never had that closure there. Like, why put somebody else in that situation? And things started getting really crazy between her and her fiance, because she started, and she would be telling me like, yeah, I met this guy or whatever, and I don't know, like, he's making me question, you know, do I really want to move on with my fiance? Am I really happy he's doing this and that? Basically, he was doing the things that she wanted him to do, that her fiance wouldn't do, or something. That's some crap she was saying, some lie she was saying. I don't really know. I wasn't thinking too deep about it. I was just like, girl, I don't know. I mean, I kind of was feeling her at the same time. Like, I kind of was agreeing with her to some extent, because before you put yourself into a situation with somebody, before you make this big life change for you and this guy that you're engaged to, you need to make sure that that's something you really want. So I was feeling her, but at the same time, she was going about it the wrong way. In my eyes, that's what I was thinking. I said, but you're kind of going about it wrong. You need to let your fiance know that, hey, you know, I'm not ready to be engaged. Can we just... But you know, people never can really do that. Anyway, so I'm rubbing it on y'all. Anyway, fast forward, like I said, she's talking about this guy, whatever, and I ain't thinking too much about, you know, that, hey, it can be somebody she was already dating, because, you know, she said this guy she met, so I ain't thinking too deep about it. I'm just like, be careful, because if your fiance find out, he's most definitely gonna break up with you. And from the looks of it, you really don't want it. You just unsure because you done met some new guy and he got your nose wide open. A lot of times people think the grass is greener on the other side. Like I said, she just started doing weird random things. You know, when your spouse, mate, or whoever is doing something out of the ordinary, and she must have been doing way too much, not coming home too often, because it would be times she would not go to the house. She would tell me, I'm finna go hang out with our boy. I'm gonna say I'm here with my folks, this and the third. They know what's up. If I need to call and say, hey, I was over here with you, can you look out for me? I'm like, okay, I guess. Thankfully, I never had to do that, because I don't want to lie for you. No, because if this man lose his mind and find out that you was lying, he's going to try to come after me. baby, I want no dealings of people in their relationship problems, because it's always the innocent people be the ones that get hurt trying to save you in your hallways, baby. No, that I was so glad he never like reached out to me. Yeah, I just didn't want to be a part of that. So yeah, it would be time she wouldn't go home. She would be out real late, just doing whatever cheaters do. Mario was the guy that she was like hooking up with. And out of all people, it was Shakoria that reached out to me. She's like, I know we're not like the closest people and you don't really trust me, something of that nature. But she basically just broke out and told me, hey, your homegirl ain't really your homegirl. She back messing with Mario. And I'm like, Shakoria, why are you telling me this? Like, ain't Mario your best friend? I'm asking her something like, why are you telling me this? Like, she's like, and I felt like she was doing it because she was mad because Mario was choosing Sierra. And she basically was like the one that came in being the home wrecker. And at the end of the day, he still was choosing Sierra. So she thought, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, on the line, he confessed to Shakoria how he really felt about her. Anyway, so yeah. I'm taking in what she's saying, but I'm trying to not really believe her because she's known to be a big liar. And this is from what I've witnessed. I've literally watched this girl make up big lies in front of people. And yeah. And I'm just in all because I'm like, wow, it just come off the top of your head. You can just make up a lie just like that. And people believe you. So yeah. Didn't want to believe it because like I said, we didn't have the best of relationship. But that messy homeboy, the birthday boy that I talked about from the party, he reached out to me trying to tell me some stuff. He's like, how things going with you and Mario? Because I hadn't been around them for a little bit because like I told y'all, when I found all that crazy stuff out about all them messing around with each other and having their little parties and things like that, I didn't really want no dealings with none of that because number one, I'm not a swinger. I'm not going to be doing none of that type of stuff because that's basically what it was giving. Like all y'all was passing each other around. No, yeah, crazy. So I just didn't want to be a partner like that. And like I said, I was like, I didn't want to deal with Mario. But he was doing everything in his power to try to beg me back around, get me to come do some that. Like we had officially broke up. I still was talking to him. I went out to eat a couple times with him, but I really wasn't in that relationship for real. I had really moved on from that relationship a little bit. Like I really was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm always like that with people. I be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It be something holding me there. I don't know. I guess I be holding on to the potential of people. Y'all get the point. So, like I said, I knew I was going to see Mario like within a few days or whatever. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to confront him. I'm not going to call him. I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to say all this crazy stuff that these people telling me on the phone. I'm going to wait till I see him. And I'm going to wait till I'm around him and them because they was having something. Somebody was having something at their house. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to go because I want to confront him in front of these people. One thing about me, y'all, if you come to me and say so-and-so say this and that, I'm going to make sure I ask you and so-and-so in front of so-and-so. I'm going to make sure I ask you in front of them or whatever. If you tell me something and we all in it together, I'm going to bring that shit up with the person that you talked about with me. Like, yeah, you better come correct. You better make sure what you're telling me is the truth. Because what happens after that ain't none of my business. I just want to know what was said about me and why it was said about me. Because if I make you that unhappy and that miserable, why the hell you got me around? I'm just saying, like, why am I here? I mean, if you want to go out here and mess with all these different people, mess with these different women, please leave me out the equation. Choose them. Do not choose me. I will be okay. So I just couldn't understand it. I'm like, why am I even here? You doing all this hoopla, spending your little coins, trying to woo me, but you still messing with these girls. Like, what? I just don't get it. I just do not get it. And I really was feeling the way because, shit, you sleeping with me, then you just really put my life in danger and do not give a damn that you put my life in danger. Like, so I'm really fuming because, like I said, I believe it. But I don't believe it because people really would draw up these plans to sabotage people's relationship because they really want that relationship. So I wanted to believe Shakoya, but at the same time, I couldn't believe her. But y'all, everything she said was true though. Because when I got to that party, I definitely gave him everything that these folks told me. And then on top of that, what they don't know, I just kept trying to like probe them for stuff when I was talking to them, and I started to record the conversations. They didn't have a feature where you could record the conversation, but I definitely like had it on video mode, and I was recording the conversation that way. So I had my phone on like video mode, and I had it like, yes y'all, like it was able to do that. Like I had it on video mode. What matter of fact, I take this back. I had another phone, so like the phone you couldn't record. It wasn't where you could record the conversation. I had like a phone that was off, like an old phone I had that, and I had it on video mode, and so I was recording what they were saying because I would have people on speakerphone. Like, yes, it was that serious for me because, like I said, if you come to me about some stuff about my man that I'm talking to, even though he was my man, but he wasn't my man in my eyes. But they don't know that me and him had like broke up like that. Like they don't know that we was having that type of problem for real. Like I had basically told him I didn't want to be with him. They did not know that. So I started recording stuff that they tell me because I was going to use this for my evidence. Like, yeah, your friends really don't fuck with you like that. So, you know, whatever reason I needed it for, like I just had that mindset to record it. So I'm there at the little set and I'm playing what them folks saying. Everybody's face looked like they seen a fucking ghost. So, and it was somebody like, I can't even explain it. It's like nobody had shit to say. They were just looking so dumbfounded. Like, looked like they can't believe this bitch recorded them. But crazy thing is, they wasn't lying though. He said, so damn, y'all supposed to be my family, but y'all telling my business. So yeah, I had no words. And I'm so grateful. I'm so glad I had got to a point where I was like driving myself out there. Because like I said, if I'm uncomfortable in a situation, I'm most definitely going to leave on my own. I don't want nobody to pick me up because I don't want to be stuck nowhere. It had got to that point where, yeah, I just started driving myself out there like I'll meet you wherever. Because when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. And then to this day, I'm like that. Like, me and my folks, we can be in the same space and we could be going to the same place, baby. I'm going to drive my car and I will meet you there. If we go somewhere where you got to pay for parking, okay, that's fine. I'll pay my own parking. I'm cool with it. I'm driving myself wherever. I don't care if we stay together. I am going to drive myself. Because when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. My social media runs out very quickly a lot of times. And when I feel like people be on some bullshit and just, when I say these people was looking like a deer caught in headlight, every last one of them. And it happened like in unison. Because they was like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it was another person that was trying to tell me stuff about Mario too. And this was his sibling. His own sister. His own sister was trying to tell me about him. Like, me and her got along. I didn't really mention her because she wasn't around like that. But when me and him would go do things with his family, me and her got along perfectly fine. She liked me. She used to say something like, she's like, among the girls that he done mess with around her, I like you. You good. You chill. You got things going. These girls, whatever she used, I can't even remember exactly. I can't remember what she said verbatim. But she basically liked me more than she liked them girls. I don't know. That girl could have been just trying to sweet talk me for Mario. Who knows? I don't really know. But I don't know. We got along. The energy between us did not seem fake at all. She did not come off fake at all. I honestly feel like she was being genuine. Even though I feel like she lied for her brother a few times, I still feel like the energy, the chemistry between us, I'm not going to say friendship, but whatever it was, the cordialness was genuine between us. Like, we got along. We had some good laughs, this and the third. Like I said, she would hang out with me and Mario and her dude. And it would be like a triple, double date with some different people. That Mario's clique, they wouldn't be there. It would be like me, him, his siblings. And, yeah, we would hang out like that without the vortex, basically. But anyway, so yeah. She was trying to warn me about him. And like I said, I had recorded these conversations with people. I didn't care what kind of relationship I was destroying this night. It's the fact that you messing with a girl that I'm friends with, and she didn't tell me. And oh yeah, she definitely was there, and her boyfriend was there. And he's like, so what's up with this? So this where the hell you been? Y'all, when I say the shit hit the fan, it's not between them two. And it's like he had diarrhea of the mouth because he was telling it all. He was telling all their business and all the stuff that she was doing. Like, Mario was not the only guy that she was cheating on him with. He had people everywhere, all over the city. He had some images of her with some people out, with this guy out. Yeah, and the thing about it, this was a guy that he knew. And yeah, so yeah, he had images and everything of her. And turns out he set her up. He had one of his homeboys that was a homeboy of another homeboy. Crazy shit. He had one of his homeboys' cousin flirt with her and basically try to hook up with her, and she went for that shit. Like, slept with him. He had video footage, images, them hanging out on dates. This girl went out of town with the dude. Like, she lied and said she was going out of town with her family or best friend or somebody. I don't know. He had everything, and he broke up with her right there, and she's breaking down crying. And y'all, crazy thing is, I could never understand why she was so mad at me and hung up over Mario. Like, the girl was mad at me. Like I said, she went through that shit with her dude, but she was mad as hell at me because I played this video. And I forgot to mention that I actually, like I said, I didn't confront Mario, but I confronted her. I said, so you secretly, you really was still, I said, so you really still messing with Mario or whatever? Like, I did, like I said, this night was crazy. Like I said, I played the video footage, and then me and her got into it. Like, I'm like, so you really was still messing with this man, and you cheating on your fiance, but you still messing with him knowing that me and him date? So we had a big blow up. And then, like I said, her fiance, he jumped in. He went all off. He telling all that business. And she was like, man, I can't stand bitches like you. And like I said, like, all the stuff started coming out. And Mario was telling me. And the crazy thing is, she was telling me how, she was like, well, she was like, shit, he was acting like he didn't want you and he wanted me. He was reaching out to me, trying to get back on me. And she saying all this before her fiance bust her out. And so she was like, yeah, he was trying to get back on me. And I was just trying to tell him, no, I'm happy in my relationship. And she was like, he was telling me about all the stupid shit you do. Y'all, she was just saying all kinds of shit. And some of the shit she was saying was some shit that I know I discussed with him. So I'm filming on the inside. But I'm still waiting because her fiance just looking. He had his hands on his hip. You could just tell he was ready to blow up. I was waiting on that because at this point, I was really over it. I said what I said to her because I felt betrayed, for real. I felt disappointed. And I know you're thinking, like, why would you be betrayed? You knew she dated him. You should have. But I don't know, like, that was then. That was what they were. And like I said, I was in a relationship. I was out of a relationship. And I wasn't so mad at her. It was more so him. I felt like if I was somebody that you really cared about and you loved, because we had been together for like a couple years at this point. If I'm somebody that you love, you should have told me all these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have told me that, hey, yeah, I used to mess with her, because you knew the shit was going to come out. How did you not know that it wasn't going to come out? I feel like he should have just been honest from the jump and told me that he used to deal with her. So I was more so mad at him. I kind of got older with her because I knew she wasn't no good. I knew she wasn't shit. Like I said, you got a good ass dude that's doing everything, and you out here sleeping with other people. Because like I said, at the time, I didn't know it was Mario. I knew she was messing with another guy. Crazy thing is, the guy that she actually was talking about was her fiance's homeboy and Mario. So she was messing with both of these men. So yes, like I said, her dude, baby, no holds bar. He went in on her ass. And the homeboy showed the hell up over there too. Her dude had all this set up to embarrass her in front of everybody. He knew about Mario. He knew about the homeboy. They, like I said, they plotted to set this up. And she mad at me. Like, I'm ruining her life. Like, she was so mad at me saying, you did this. You did all this. You came around and you destroying everything. Y'all mad at me out of all people. I'm like, you hurt me. So now you trying to play victim because your ass got caught. So, yes, y'all, that's how we really fell out. She got her ass humiliated, but she blamed it all on me. Oh, okay. Oh, because you're trying to be with multiple men. You don't really want Mario, but the fact that a friend of yours started dating a guy that you just really slept around with, because I don't think he really loved you. I think he had love for her, but he always wanted Shakoya at the end of the day. He just didn't want to be judged for dating a hoe. So yes, he was messing with Sierra, cheating on your ass with Shakoya. So bitch, you really nothing. When you think about it, he always thought you was scum. You was just a beard. Yeah. Because he knew you was going to be okay with him doing whatever he was doing. And he knew you weren't shit, because if you can cheat on your fiance, you can cheat on him. Why would he want to trust you with any goddamn thing? Just my theory. Anyway, y'all, I'm not going to keep going on about this. The night was crazy as hell. Like I said, I eventually broke down and busted everybody out at that party. I knew I was going to do that. I'm so glad that, like I said, it just happened perfectly. Like, that was the perfect time to put it all out there and officially break up with this man, because what you're not going to do is have me up here looking stupid as shit while you sleep around with these women that you've always slept around with. It's like y'all had your own Diddy parties going on. I don't know what the fuck they had going on, but I was not trying to have no parts of any of that. What? I'm so glad I found out that shit early though. Because had we gone on, got even serious, been married, because he was talking shit like that. Like, had we gone on, did all that, who knows what could happen. Like I said, I'm going to stop this right here, y'all. But before we leave, y'all know what to do. Go ahead, drop down below in the comment section. Let's chat. Let's talk about some stuff that you may have gone through similar, or somebody that you know have gone through something similar. You're free to talk about it here. Just keep it respectful. And if you have yet to subscribe, y'all, go ahead and subscribe. What you waiting on? You tuning in, but you ain't subscribing. Also, make sure you turn on your post bell notification so you know exactly when I post. So I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.